Um, I have to talk about this one thing about Mike Pence. Let me see if I can find this, because one of the things I love, part of this whole thing of the hypocrisy of the left, is the guy, one of the people who comes out of this smelling like a rose is Vice President Mike Pence, or as I like to shorten his name to just Mitch, but because I really do like Mike Pence, and he just stands for what he stands for. He says what he has to say. But remember, he came out and said, I don't have drinks with women alone. I don't have dinner with women alone. And oh my God, it was like he was like some kind of religious fanatic. But now he's looking pretty good, you know. I mean, you compare him to all these guys with the things they do, and just the sleaziness of it, you know, just the kind of low. You know, the thing about treating women like that is, some of you may not realize this, but women are actually human beings. And when you treat them like that, you're actually just mistreating a fellow human being. You know, you're taking somebody's body and, you know, touching it in ways that they don't want it to be touched. And it's bad, you know. So Mike Pence is staying away from that, and also staying away from the danger to his reputation. Nobody can say bad things about you if you haven't been alone with them. But the New York Times, a former newspaper, they just cannot bring themselves to give credit where credit is due. I don't suppose we have the Knucklehead Row thing now. Okay, we didn't call it up. But Caitlin Beatty over at Knucklehead Row of the New York Times says, when Harvey Weinstein's, what does she say? A Christian case against the Pence rule. Like, when Harvey Weinstein's decades of sexual predation came to light last month, one could hear the soft din of schadenfreude from many evangelicals. Conservative Christians have long considered Hollywood to be a hotbed of moral libertinism wrapped in obnoxious moral superiority. I can't imagine where they got that idea. I don't know what they were thinking. Mr. Weinstein's behavior was seen as an excess of an industry that celebrates sexual freedom. Consequences be damned. In light of Mr. Weinstein and other members of the Hollywood elite now being exposed for sexual assault, some Christian leaders have advocated that we recover the Pence rule. Vice President Pence has said he doesn't meet alone with a woman who isn't his wife. People may accuse him of being prudish and misogynist, but at least he will never be accused of Mr. Weinstein's sins. The Pence rule, or some variation of it, is common, though not universal among evangelicals, but it's often known as the Billy Graham rule. Today, many ministry leaders, she goes on and on about this, and she says, I know many Christians who keep some version of the rule. These men have good motives. Their stated intent, marital fidelity, is noble and one that I respect. But the Pence rule is inadequate to stop Weinsteinian behavior. In fact, it might be sanctified. It might be its sanctified cousin. It's the cousin of being Harvey Weinstein to not have. It's time for men in power to believe their female peers when they say that the rule hurts more than helps. They just can't stop. You know, they can't stop themselves. But you know, it's like, it doesn't stop women from being abused. It stops you from being in a position where you might be tempted to abuse women, might have a drink too many and do something stupid, or be accused of it when you don't have to be.